What's up, everybody? I am here, but I got to be honest with you. I really don't want my face being the only thing you guys see. So, at least not that big anyway. So, I'm going to leave it as this for now until Ryan and Rowan jump in. Stan is going to get a bite to eat, and then he will be joining us in a little bit. So, it looks like 5 of you watching right now. So, who all is here? Give yourself a shout out in the chat box so I know who's here. Yeah, and what'd you guys think of the show? Good stuff. I got to be honest, I feel like we could really, we could just keep going, the 4 of us with this stuff. We could do this for hours, but at the end of the day, look, you guys, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and listen to a, 3 or 4 hour long podcast. I just don't have 3 or 4 hours in my day all at one time to sit and try to kill, you know what I'm saying? So, I swear to God, we always say to one another, we're going to try to wrap things up, like at an hour and a half, and it just never works out that way. So, but no, good show tonight. I thought it was the Ozil stuff. I was pretty happy with. Nobody really went off the deep end on that. I like I said, I'm kind of halfway in the middle with Ozil. I don't hate him. I don't love him. I was gassed when we signed him. I was stunned. I was over the moon about it, actually. But over the years, and the other thing too is he hasn't played in 18 months, so for me, it's just, I'm not going to waste my time on hating him. I'm just not going to waste that kind of energy. I'd rather focus on the guys that are playing and, hopefully they get the job done. That's just, that's pretty much where I'm at with it. So, what, anybody got any questions for me while we're sitting here? Nobody's really getting involved in the chat box here yet. So somebody shout something out here. You guys are quiet tonight. Granted, it is only me right now. So, but I got a puppy down here. She's going absolutely nuts with a toy that she got out of her bark box. Quite frankly, it sounds like a cheeseburger wrapper, something inside there to keep her occupied. So I had to duck out there for a few minutes because the puppy, she was starting to pester me about going outside. So unfortunately, that is life, as I'm sure many of you probably understand. And when the dogs got to do their duty, they got to go, and she had to go. So I had to duck out there for a little bit, but I heard the conversation. I heard what everybody was saying, and yeah. So. Hey, and there are all of the comments. Mike Hers, thank you for being here, my brother. Appreciate you. Brownie, thank you for being here. Aaron Richards, good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. Yes, good win yesterday. Excellent win yesterday. Excellent second half yesterday. I really thought the guys came together in the second half, and we can talk about this at a later time. But I'm not totally convinced with Arteta's system, to be honest with you. I think he has to see the players that Mike from the Gooners Pod, he's going right now, actually. Fantastic. Do me a favor and take pictures and send them to me in a DM on Twitter, you sexy, sexy man. Totally just lost my train of thought, Mike. Thank you for that. No, I think Arteta may need to adjust his system a little bit. He wants to play a possession-based game, but we really don't have the players that are technical enough or, quite frankly, intelligent enough to play a possession-based game. So I really think we need to play more direct, fast-paced, get the ball into the final third, one touches here and there, kind of football, instead of, the possession game, trying to pick the lock in the final third and things like that. That's just not, I just don't see us being successful that way. And I think that's what killed us against Crystal Palace. And here is Rowan. And I will now turn my camera on since I'm not the only one here now. So welcome back, sir. Just talking to everybody in the chat. So
what's happening?
For the time being, we were kept talking a little Arsenal. So
are we any questions, any thoughts, anything that the chat wants to dwell on, because everybody's heard us talking for 2 hours. If there's anything specific that they want to talk.
Yeah. You guys have heard us go on for 2 hours here. So whatever's on your mind, lay it on us. Virginia checking in. It's getting late for you guys. It's almost midnight. It's quarter of midnight. Wow. So, all I'm going to say on the matter, then I'm going to drop it because I really don't want to go into anything like this. But I know at the very least that Mike and Rowan are happy that this day is here. You don't. These are the last hours of the Donald Trump presidency. So rejoice in your victory, gentlemen. Somebody said, or I saw something earlier today, and like I said, I really don't want to go into it, but football with Brownie. I thought you were. I didn't realize you were in Spain. I don't know why I thought you were over here.
Well, somebody mentioned it the other day. I think, yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. Lone Star had a he actually had a funny comment there when Stan was talking. Stan likes soldiers and not artists, he said.
I did see that, and I missed, and I saw it. I wanted to put it up, and then I don't know. We got on something else, and that was good. Yeah. Lone Star Londoner, that was good. I'm curious as to those of you who aren't from America. Lone Star Londoner, Tejas Deshpande, you guys, who else? Somebody else is in Virginia. Aaron, I don't know if you're American or not. If you're not and you are living here now, what brought you over here? What got you into the country? How do you like it? Do you like living in America? Especially with the climate of things in this country right now. A lot of people hate this country. I don't know, but you guys live here, so do you like it? How do you feel about it? So nice. That's actually very cool. So
I can tell you my experience.
I was literally you're in my head. I was literally just going to say that.
Since I'm the only one, but I'd like to hear from everyone else also, and we read them out. I essentially the reason why I had to come here was because my wife, she was pursuing her doctoral program here. She's half American, half German, so she was pursuing her thing here. Plus, my sister already lives here she lives in Seattle, but she lives in the States as well. And all in all, I think America is a great country. It is a welcoming country. It's a country made up of immigrants. Everybody here, unless your name is like whatever, like unless you're Native American,
Chief Sitting Bull.
Yeah, exactly. So unless you're that Blackfoot or something, like you're an immigrant, and all of the immigrants are what has made America great. And I just think that it's a great place to be. It's a place of innovation. Everything really happens here. The American dream really exists. If you work hard, you can, really do well here in this country. It doesn't matter what your background is, etc. You have the right to succeed. You have all the opportunities available to you to succeed. So, America is a great country, cultural country. For me, it's easier than being in Germany, of course, because I speak English and I don't speak any German, surprisingly, right? So
Actually, that is kind of surprising considering your wife is half. I would think you've
yeah.
learned
Well,
something at this
she's
point.
half, and she's born and brought up there. Well, she's born here, but she's brought up there, so she's more German than American, I would say. Actually, if I were to be honest, but yeah, I mean, America's a great country. When they say, right, like it's the land of the free and the home of the brave. That's true. It is true, and it's absolutely great, this country, and which has been, which is why it has been disappointing over the last 4 years. And like you said, for me, it's, I'm happy. I'm sad for, I don't want, for 70 million other people, there was a mandate that they gave to Trump. And that I respect their mandate as well. That is what democracy is. So, whoever has given them their mandate, democracy just ensures a process. It doesn't ensure an outcome. And whatever the outcome is, we all have to accept it. And it would have been fine. 4 years ago, the mandate was given to Trump, and whatever our personal views of how he's performed is what it is. He's done well in some things, he's not done well in other things. It's just how much we rate those things in our scale, right? That's what we've talked about this privately also. So that's what it's about. And for me, the things that I rate highly, he's not particularly performed well, but it's fine. And now we'll see what the next term does. In terms of actual political principles, I believe in smaller government. I believe in lower taxes. I believe in universal healthcare. I'm pro-choice. I believe in a secure society. Everything that every logical person would believe in, and I think America can get there. And I don't think being extreme right or extreme left can get us there. You have to be somewhere in the center. You could be right or left of center, and it doesn't matter. But you have to be somewhere in and around the center. And let's hope that we have a bright future ahead. That's all it is. But I love being here.
Yeah, at the end of the day, and I've been here my whole life, so I'm a little envious of those who come here from another country or have been fortunate enough to go from here to another country to live. So, from my standpoint, this is all I've ever known. So with that in mind, like I said, I would, if I were ever given the opportunity, Ryan, I know you can hear me. I muted you because it's just your sound is everywhere. But what are you? I was going to say, what are you eating? But I don't want to unmute. I'll unmute you when you're done eating. Anyway, so we'll move on here. Question from Brownie: nearest MLS team? Do we go to watch them? My nearest MLS team is the Columbus Crew. I believe they won it this year. But no, I've never been to watch them. And I'll be honest, don't really have much of an interest to go watch them either. So
my closest are two of us. So when Ryan is in New York, so for us, we've got two teams here, right? The New York Red Bulls and New York City FC. And you could get tickets for very cheap for them. Actually, I mean, you could get tickets for like $10, $15, and they're available. So they're quite, But I haven't gone to watch them. When I thought that I'd go to watch them, the whole pandemic thing kicked on. So I haven't gone to watch them. But when I do go to Seattle, I have been to a couple of bars there, and I've seen Seattle playing, and they in fact are quite good in the MLS, right? Like they reached the finals and stuff. This year also they played the finals. So yeah, but Mike.
Am I muted still?
No.
San Jose Earthquake.
So yeah, I agree with Ryan. We have those two teams. Also, in the USL, which is like the championship of the MLS, Connecticut has a team called the Hartford Athletic. They just came to the league, I think, two years ago.
MLS is so shit. Imagine the championship.
Honestly, though, I watch Hartford Athletic as much as I can. The stadium is like 15, 20 minutes away from where I live. It's actually kind of fun. I mean, if everyone's playing bad, it's like, whatever. Like, I don't really notice it. Like, I just want to watch. I love the sport, so like, I just watch it as much as I can. So, fuck
I'm glad
DC United. But anyway, sorry, Mike.
I'm glad you went down that road because in Pittsburgh, I also have a team in the USL.
The Riverhounds.
The Pittsburgh Riverhounds because Pittsburgh just has to put a nickname to everything. But yeah, we have a team in the USL and they're called the Riverhounds. They're fun games to go to. It's actually a really nice stadium. They have
a really cool fan base. They have like drums. They have a megaphone.
And
the crowd is wild. Yeah. Honestly, I'll go as far to say Hartford Athletic games, the crowd is probably more wild than Arsenal fans at the Emirates.
Yeah. I mean, fans at the Emirates are pretty tame. It's not. It really isn't. Like it's not like it is in Germany. That's really where I think it's like I've seen Dortmund games like that. The yellow wall.
The yellow wall.
There was a club in like the second tier. No, it wasn't even. They weren't even second tier. They were like third or fourth tier, and they were playing. I think they were playing Dortmund. For the life of me, I can't remember what their name is, but they put up a tifo in the one end zone that in German basically said "Welcome to Hell," but it had they had the doll from Saw. If you guys seen the movie Saw, that fucking doll that rides on the tricycle, like to take a fucking ball bat to that thing. But they had like a big head of that doll, and the eyes were like red flares, and dude, it was like all I've seen is like it's like a GIF or a GIF, whatever it is I've seen, but it was like that was fucking crazy. But Riverhounds games are fun if you're feeling froggy. Google Highmark Stadium because that's where they play, and it's kind of nice because it's enclosed. It's not fully enclosed on three ends, but so if you're sitting along the one sideline or the touch line, the opposite touch line is pretty much open, and the river is right behind it, and then the city is right behind that. So it's actually a pretty nice stadium. It's not anything special. I mean, all the seating is like bleacher seating, so it's like going to a high school football game, But it's the stadium, the atmosphere of the stadium is nice, and fuck it, before kickoff you get $2 beers. So
I think the atmosphere in Germany also is very good because of standing sections and the ultras and the drums that they allow and things like that, right? Like I have seen videos of Union Berlin play, and they jump at the upper tier is literally shaking, right? I've been to Bayern Munich to watch them play twice, and I've seen the ultras and how they like. I've sat in the middle, and then I sat on the opposite side to the ultras, and you literally feel it. You feel the vibration, right? One of them was against Dortmund, in fact. So they're Die Klassiker, right? And it's an amazing atmosphere. Amazing.
Oh man, excuse me. And now that I don't care anymore, I can yawn.
And I need
Rowan, is your audio down? Yeah, I will, Rowan. I will say I agree with Big Steve on this. I don't know if it's the headset, I don't know which mic you're using. What's that?
Okay. I said Mike hurts, but that's about it. Wait. What I'm planning to do is it better now?
A little bit better, yeah.
Yeah,
That's definitely better.
What I'm planning to do is soon enough get a microphone, so that since we do this on the regular.
Lost you muted. You got muted.
Since I said that since we do this on the regular, and since we have viewers on the regular,
what you sound crystal fucking clear right now, by the way.
So then it has something to do with the connection of my headphones to the thing, right? So I'm gonna use my earphones till the time I get a mic, and then I'm gonna use a mic. That's all for our viewers, and
it's delicious. Delicious. It's the best wing place in Connecticut. Delicious.
Fuck you, dude. I want wings so fucking bad now. Looking at that, dude. I had chili. Rowan, you missed it. I was telling him I had chili earlier tonight, and I was cutting up peppers for it. And I was like, I was gonna take the seeds out. I'm like, nah, fuck it. I'll put the seeds in. Woo! Yikes! That was, my asshole's gonna be on fire later tonight. I pretty much promise you that.
What's your heat tolerance generally? Do you have a high heat tolerance?
I see. I wouldn't say I have a high heat like I can handle some heat, but my taste buds, I get to a point where the heat overpowers everything else, and I don't taste anything, and that's just not any fun. So I have a recipe for a honey habanero white chicken chili that is fantastic.
Did you say habanero? Like honey habanero?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I absolutely love habanero, but you put like even a microscopic level of habanero more than what is required, and your face will like literally
just start
melt off.
Yep. Well, you're Indian. I gotta think you've got a real high heat tolerance.
I think I have quite a high heat tolerance. So, well, by the way, that's just a stereotype because
of course, because listen, that's what I'm here for, man. I stereotype the shit out of everybody.
So yeah, because I have.
It's like saying all Jamaicans are good dancers, which we are.
Oh, I didn't even realize you unmuted. The last I looked down there, you were muted.
I was gonna say good pot. Oh,
look who it is! Look who showed up.
Megan, are you blackface? What are you doing?
What are you doing? Can we see what you're doing?
I'm not even.
She's got a mask
blackface.
Megan, we're just talking about stereotypes, how it's bad, and you're walking in with
a charcoal mask.
Yes. Do you see this? Boom! We're talking about stereotypes, and my fiance currently is blackface.
Walks in blackface.
You can't get any more after dark than this.
Yeah, right.
So I actually have a high heat tolerance, and in fact, my friend took me to a hot ramen eating competition in Singapore, which I had to finish in 10 minutes, and I have a video of that in which basically not only is it super hot, but it's also like temperature wise also it's ramen, right? So the idea is that first you have to first you sort of drink the soup of the ramen, and then because that's going to cool off earlier, and then you like basically shovel down the actual noodles, and within like 2 minutes you don't even feel anything because it's just so hot. And there's a whole video of me where literally like crying but continuously eating it, but at the end of it you got like that $20 ramen for free, and you got some free ice cream. So yeah. And I
did the ice cream help?
It did help, and I did manage to do it at the end, like just like 3, 2, 1. Like there's this lady who's like kept the timer, and she's like standing there to see whether I'm gonna make it in time or not. So I did do it, and then like my piss was burning like nobody's business the next day. That's what was happening. I really thought that I was gonna like my asshole would burn. That's what I thought, but my piss was burning. Like, and I didn't realize that because I was thinking, what's like. is this some STD or something? Like what? Without anything, like I'm by myself.
Oh, I'm thinking, wait. Stan, have you seen Van Wilder with Ryan Reynolds?
Not all of it. No, I've seen little bits. So.
Oh, there's a scene towards the beginning of that movie. Van Wilder, he's sitting in his dorm room and his kid comes in and he's trying to tell Van Wilder that it burns when he pees, but he's like dancing. He's hopping around. It burns and he's like dancing around. He's like, dance? Like, no, it burns when I pee. It's like, go down to student health. See a guy named Stu. Tell him Van sent you. Thanks, Van. Thanks a lot. Don't thank me. Thank penicillin. Anyway, that's all. It burns when I pee. That's all I'm thinking of. Oh, sorry.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Like, believe me. Like, but I did do it at the end of it. Like,
you shouldn't have told us this because now, like, I want to post that video whenever like Aubameyang has a bad game or Aubameyang gets like stripped of his captaincy. You just put a picture. This is what Rohan's doing right now. You see him eating like hot ramen, just crying, like, oh.
Seriously, man. Like, it's too funny.
It's funny you guys talk about tolerance. With these wings that I'm eating right now, I think they're like mild, or no, I think they're just regular buffalo wings. They're hot, and I have such a bad tolerance for spice. Like, like.
Oh, tremendous.
Oh wait!
I missed one of them nights recently when she was like, "I don't fancy cooking, so we get a takeout delivered," and she got some these tacos from a place around the corner. So they turned up, and we were watching Predator. My missus has never seen a load of old movies. Like, she'd never seen Die Hard before.
Oh man!
Can you imagine that? My missus, I've been with her for 10 years, and I just found out she'd never seen Die Hard. So
I don't even know what's happening right now.
I know you think you know someone, right? 10 years.
Yeah, right.
Looks like your missus and Mike Hers need to do a
and
podcast.
Mike Hers, that's exactly what I was just saying.
I can guarantee Mike Hers has not seen Die Hard.
So she got these tacos in, right? She's like, okay, that one's beef, that one's a little bit spicy. So we're watching Predator. I swear to God, right, the spicy ones. I was crying, right? And my missus wasn't, but she thought I was crying at fucking Predator. Do you know what I mean? Run, get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
I'm not crying because I'm emotionally wrapped up in Predator. I'm crying because this food is like burning my tongue.
I'm racking my brain trying to think of what is the spiciest thing, I've ever eaten. And I just I mean, it's got to be wings. It has to be wings. I love Thai food. I love Indian food. But I'll be honest, man, I'm a pussy when it comes to that stuff. Like, because around here, I don't know how it is anywhere else, but around here, the Thai restaurants or Indian restaurants always ask you, like, scale of 1 to 10, how hot do you want it? And I'm like, well, all right, let's start at a 5 and figure out if I want to work my way up or work my way down.
Mm-hmm.
And so I found a new Indian restaurant, and it's not far from me. But any new place I try, I start at the 5. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do a 5. I'm like, are you sure? Our 5's pretty hot. And I'm like, well, spice is relative. So
did they leave a fire extinguisher next to your table just in case?
They should have. Because I got it and I could tell, like, it didn't even hit my mouth and it was burning.
It was 5 out of 5 then.
It was 5 out of, yeah, exactly. Like, this was a scale of 1 to 10.
As you put your fork in, the fork just like melted as you put it into the thing.
Yeah. As I'm bringing it up to my mouth, the metal is just like, there is no spoon. It's just like nothing.
Skeletor is big.
Yeah. It was good though. Like I could still get the flavor because, like I said before, it gets to a point, like with me with heat. Like, that's all I get. I just get heat, and I don't get any flavor or anything. But I could still, like, there was still flavor there. I still had flavor. And now, if you two will excuse me, because watching him eat wings and all of this talking about food, I'm going to go get another bowl of my unbelievably spicy chili. So
then put some sour cream in it. No,
I did. I put sour cream. I actually had like tortilla strips that I kind of crumbled up and put in there, and put a little cheese in it and kind of toned it down a little bit. So. But I mean, it's
a lime on it.
I actually put a little lime juice in it.
Yeah.
Like as it was
Okay.
cooking, like not just in the bowl. I actually put a little bit in as I was cooking.
Yeah.
The hot sauce that I really like is
So the-
Cholula,
Hmm.
the lime chili or lime something, but it's lime and it's Cholula.
Hmm.
It's fucking delicious. I love that shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, what were you gonna say, Ron? Go ahead.
No, what I was going to say was that this is a popular misconception about like Indian food being like hot, right? Like what it is spicy, and spicy means like it's a combination of a lot of spices, and especially if you're from like if the curries that are famous here are basically a mix of cumin, coriander, turmeric, and red chili powder. Right? Like so these are. But if some people cannot handle heat, but some people can't have multiple spices put together. You have more than 2 spices, their stomach can't handle it. So
Right.
if you're the latter, then you can't have Indian food. But if you just don't like really hot, chili hot food, then that's pretty common even in India. And a lot of people don't have
in the
that.
United Kingdom, a curry house is, like Chinese food
Yeah.
is very popular in
Correct.
the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
You go to any village in the United Kingdom,
Yeah.
there will be an Indian restaurant somewhere,
Sure.
right? But I can remember, I think it was maybe the end of the 90s, the early 2000s. Things come in fads, and curry houses in the UK have been around for years and years and years. Then all of a sudden, this thing came in one day. It was called Balti. Everything, it was like this real big marketing push. You had actual Balti houses, Balti. I think it's maybe a style of Indian cooking, maybe no different to a different style like tandoori. But it came in as this fad, and it was everywhere. Everyone was eating Balti.
Okay, Balti, like in like literal translation, did they give it to you like in sort of it essentially means a bucket. That's what it
Right.
means, right?
I never had it myself. I'm not a fan of too spicy food, so it's not really my style. But Balti was everywhere, and I remember Balti chicken was quite a.
So you know what people wanted there? They wanted
KFC.
They wanted
Chicken in the bucket.
Baltimore. They wanted Baltimore.
But it was massive, man. It came in.
Oh man, Stan, you're not getting it. This is Same Old Arsenal USA. I made like a location reference. Where are the Americans when you know Baltimore, man?
Oh, I get ya. I get it. Right.
Anyways, yeah, no, but in fact, the most popular Indian dish in the world, which is chicken tikka masala, has come from the UK. It's not even Indian. It's born in the UK. That's a UK thing. Like there was no thing such as chicken tikka masala in India.
Yeah.
It's a UK sort of made up thing. So yeah. And Indian food, like Chinese food, everywhere is designed according to the palate, right? Like so basically in India, if you go, it's a little more spicy. In other places it's going to be less spicy. So that's spicy as in hot. But it's still going to have the spices. So if your stomach can't handle the spices, then that's not for you. But then just like that, even Thai, there are some really spicy dishes, like hot dishes there, but then a lot of it is also coconut based and actually really mild. And similarly in India also, you get sweet curries and you get like very mild curries as well, but they'll have a lot of spices in them still. So yeah, I love spice.
I just want to say to Mike Hertz, he said he liked the movie.
I'm a little upset he asked you and not me. I know good movies too. Like, come on.
I just want to tell you that I've answered the call, and Mike, I've just sent you 2 movies that you can watch. The first one that I sent you is not really football based, but it's very London-esque. It's a good film. The second one is it's got like a hidden title, but it's called ID. They've hid the title so they can't find it on YouTube, and that's kind of football based. So I've just sent 2 out to you, Mike.
Listen, if you ask me, oh Jesus, it's hot. If you ask me, Buffalo wings are kicking my butt.
What are you eating? Chicken.
Buffalo, yeah. Buffalo wings. They're not even like spicy. My tolerance is so bad. But if you want a good movie recommendation, I would suggest. I'm an '80s baby, so I'm gonna say Goonies, and then I'm gonna say Back to the Future. You have to watch all three of them. Yeah, Back to the Future 3 is probably the worst of the bunch, but it is the best trilogy in cinema and cinematography.
Really? It's funny you say that, right? Because I was thinking
Back to the Future
about trilogies, right?
Yeah,
There've been some good ones and there've been some stinkers, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Star Wars, but I never really liked Return of the Jedi. I liked it halfway through.
I never got into Star
When
Wars.
they landed on that planet with those teddy bears, I kind of lost interest.
Those things are so cute. Were they Ewoks? They're so cute. But yeah, no, I never got into Star Wars. So yeah, I would have to. I never got into like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Star Trek. I don't know.
I'll tell you a good trilogy, the Omen trilogy.
I've also again not into horror movies either. I don't know what it is. I just like I feel like I watch movies to laugh and almost like escape reality. I don't want to like watch a movie that'll like give me nightmares. It's like I don't need that. I don't need that in my life.
What were you choking on, by the way?
Honestly,
The wings.
not spicy chicken wings.
Yeah, they're like regular. Like, hold on, I'm just gonna say if I can, this is like the worst one.
Then you haven't had
Regular buffalo wings.
then you haven't tried like my you definitely know of both of you will probably know of Buffalo Wild Wings, right? Like, I mean, everybody knows but Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, Mike, thank you.
And Buffalo Wild Wings has their mango habanero this one, so try that.
So for Buffalo Wild Wings, the spiciest I could go is Caribbean jerk. I love. Yeah, I know. Caribbean jerk to me is like, oh my, it's like delicious, but it's like, okay, I can only have like one or two, and I'm like, okay, like I'm done. This is
Mango
too hot.
habanero.
First of all, the mango habanero is that's one of those spices or salt, whatever you want to call it. I don't taste anything. I get the heat. I don't get anything else, so I don't eat them. I can tolerate it.
Okay.
I can tolerate it, but I don't taste anything.
Okay.
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, well, it should be like sweet with the mango and hot with the habanero. Like, nope, just hot.
Okay.
Nope,
Yeah.
just I don't taste the mango at all. To the Jamaican jerk, that's my absolute favorite. At Buffalo.
Caribbean
I
jerk,
love
come on.
Caribbean jerk, whatever it is, I fucking love it. Jerk seasoning. Oh, let's go. I fucking love jerk.
And it's funny. So I have a friend. He loves hot ones.
Just
I don't
one?
know if you guys.
Yeah. Hot ones.
He loves hot ones. He loves the show, and it's funny. There's a lot of celebrities that I personally like.
Is that
on it.
chicken wings and they have a
Yeah.
wing with a
Yeah, like they'll bring a celebrity on. They'll ask
The
like
bomb.
random questions that nobody asked them. So we did it for his birthday. I think like 7 or 8 of us. I have a picture of all the wings set up. We did like all the sauces. I forget what season we did the sauces from, but I got up to I think 8. It was like the bomb. I thought I was going to die. I think it was. Yeah, I think it's got like a nuclear bomb on the sauce. I had it. I was like, oh, like this.
If you go that high in Scoville level, you're like actually gonna have hallucinations, because
Really?
of course, like it's an out of body experience to be like having that sort of a thing. See, mango habanero for me also see, I love mango habanero because sometimes they get it right, and because habanero as a spice itself is like a chili itself. It has it's a fruity flavor when you have it in the right amount. So sometimes they get it right, and for me it's good. Sometimes it's really hot for me as well. But I tend to mix it up with Caribbean jerk, and they have that the other Asian one as well, and so 3-4 of those, and absolutely love those, especially on Tuesdays. Get 50% off on those. Yeah, so good.
Now I want to watch Hot Ones. Hot Ones is fantastic.
Hot Ones is
so Big Steve. Since you watch Hot Ones and you love it, what's your favorite episode? Because I'll watch it. One of your favorite episode of Hot Ones. Me, I love. So I'm like my favorite.
What is this?
It's literally a guy. He brings on like actors, comedians, musicians, everybody, and like they'll eat 10 wings like with different sauces, and they progressively get worse. And I'll ask pretty like awesome questions about their life, their upbringing, like their how they got into like their particular craft, and they're very like I think they're really good questions compared to like the typical like interview questions.
Yeah.
And they just eat, and you just see them like they've had some really famous people on it.
Yeah. They've had all sorts of like so they had Gordon Ramsay on there. They've had Bill Burr on there. Recently they had Key and Peele. So if you haven't seen that one, watch that one. That's funny. So
what's it on? Like
it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
So my favorite stand-up comedian right now is Joey Diaz. I mean, if you guys all know me, I'm just filthy and I just say nonsense, and that's Joey Diaz to a T. So his is really funny. He's a good one. I think Shaq is on it. Shaq is really good. I want to say Adam Sandler does a good one. No, maybe not Adam Sandler. I'm thinking of
Adam Sandler. Jesus.
Yeah, it's weird. They've had.
He's rubbish, man.
I mean,
I just loaded it on YouTube.
About that, but they have what he gets on like for a YouTube channel. He gets on some pretty like predominant like pretty.
Even
the one where he had Stone Cold Steve Austin on there.
yeah. Stone Cold.
He even had this one, the girl who played Arya Stark, right? Like from Game of Thrones. She was also on there. So.
Yep.
So they've had like
Kevin Hart, Will Ferrell, Shaquille O'Neal, Guy Fieri.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think he got his own game show like on like NBC. I don't know if it's like still on the air, but I know like I saw like a commercial for it. But
the channel is called First We Feast.
First We Feast, yeah.
Who's this? Lamar Jackson. Quarterback for the Ravens.
Yeah.
Zach Efron.
That was my sister's first crush.
What's the God damn it. What's the God damn it. The dude from The Hangover. Chang.
Zach Galifianakis.
No.
Ken Jeong.
Oh.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah,
he's there as well.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's actually really funny, but it's also like informative because they give like pretty insightful answers, and the questions are really good.
Yeah, but you should like Key and Peele one is like they're just talking bullshit in between because they're not able to think what is it. It's like an episode of Key and Peele.
Who's it they got on? Yeah, I'm a big fan of Bobby Lee, the comedian. You have him on; he's pretty funny on it. I don't know. A couple of good ones.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Yeah. Oh, The Undertaker.
And
Matthew McConaughey. Excuse me, Ronda Rousey, Jessica Alba. Wow. Dude, this is good. Holy
this guy has found a niche and it's entertaining.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Right.
I'm watching the Undertaker one. I think I might watch that later.
Yep. I'm gonna start watching these because these are
it's funny to see the reactions, but it's also like I feel like when I watch them, I learn something about the person that's on it because like I said, like you see like just take Ewan McGregor for example. Like I'm sure they ask him the same fucking question every time, like, oh, like how did you do it? But like he like the guy that hosts it, he does research. He knows what he's talking about. He'd be like, oh, like when you were 18 and you didn't make the JV basketball team, like how did you feel and how did that propel your career into acting? And you're like, what? You're like, well, huh?
Do you think that's the whole key of it? Like some of the questions like he's asking because like they're concentrating on the hot sauce.
Yeah.
They're like off guard a little bit and just answering because they're fucking burned. Their mouths are burning and they're trying to They're not guarded. They're worrying about that as well.
Yeah.
That's probably why he asked the question because he knows
I think he had like Dua Lipa also on there, and they, like he continuously has to tell them that like because they're their eyes will water, and he has to tell them that don't rub your eyes because people will not remember, and they like instinctively go for their eyes. Just think about that, man.
Yeah.
So painful.
Yeah. It's like when I used to live in Thailand, everybody goes around, especially a lot of the tourists, everyone's got like these scooters, but everyone's wearing shorts or swimsuits or whatever. And the amount of people that you see walking around during the day, and on the inside of their calf, they've got like a big gauze bandage to their leg.
Yeah.
Because it's so instinctive when you're parking your scooter, your leg rubs against the exhaust pipe.
Yeah.
And you haven't got jeans.
Yeah.
It just takes off a layer of skin, man. Quick time.
That's happened to me. Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah. That's happened to me on a bike.
Ryan and I are going to start a spin-off pod. Yeah, dude, Mike, let's do it, man. I feel like there's a lot of things that me and Mike could podcast about. I don't know. You know, it's funny too. Like, I joke and I bring up that he doesn't know a lot about like good movies. There's a lot of movies that, like, I've never seen any of the Godfathers, and I've seen parts, like bits and pieces. I haven't seen full of any of them. Like, there's a lot of movies that I'm just like, yeah, I've never seen it.
Is there a reason? Is there a reason? Did you just have an interest, Jack, or you just
I just never watch. I just, you know.
You're not a movie person then?
Yeah, probably not. Like for instance, like Goodfellas.
Yeah.
I love that movie. It's a great movie. Godfather, I just never. I'm not one to turn the TV on and be like, oh, The Godfather just started. Let me sit down and watch. I'll be like, no. I guess I picked up from my dad. My dad's the kind of guy that will just be like, he'll flip the remote and he'll flip the channels really, really fast and be like, oh, I'll watch this. Oh, commercial? Next. Like, as soon as a commercial goes on, my dad immediately flips a channel. And
That's like a really old way of watching TV. Do you know what I'm getting at? I thought more people these days, it's more kind of like planned, isn't it? You go, right, I'm going to go onto Netflix and watch blah, blah, blah. Amazon Prime. Or I've just heard this show's come out and I'm going to download it tonight, the first episode, and sit down and I'm going to watch it. That style of just sitting, flicking, oh, what's this? Do you know what I mean? You start watching it and then going somewhere else because the commercials were on and then forgetting that you was watching the other thing.
Right.
15 minutes in, you're like, fuck, I was watching that other thing, but the adverts came on and having to flick back. That's really old school style, isn't it?
Correct. I don't think I had done it in years, and then I did it like maybe a week or so ago. They were showing The Martian on, you know, and I have an internet-based cable provider, so you know they have shorter ads, but I just like somehow started watching it, but there were still ads, and I was like, I can't believe. So what I did was I recorded half of it after that, and I just skipped the ads and watched it. I was like, no more ads. Those days are gone now.
I'm more of a TV person. Like I like TV shows more than movies. So I think that's what it is. Like, so even like when Netflix came out, like when it came out, or any streaming service, I was always like, oh, let's watch this show, let's watch that show.
Yeah, true that.
So like, I'll just binge shows.
Speaking of,
and I have ADHD. I can't sit through a 2-hour movie.
First of all, you have to have the Apple TV Plus subscription because that's what it's on. But Ted Lasso, this show's fucking brilliant, dude. It took me if I wouldn't have looked at the time, like I started watching it last week. I started watching it last Tuesday night because we were talking about it here. Yeah. Somebody brought it up in the chat box.
Watch that. So
I mentioned it, right?
Or was it you that mentioned? Okay.
Yeah.
Also,
and so you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, so
I
started watching it.
I've seen the show, but before the show, there was like
it was a commercial,
like commercials, and I've seen a few of those. But I've heard that the show is worth watching.
Oh my God, Stan! So I started watching. So what time did we finish last week, guys? It was after 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Stan, I looked at my phone. It was 6:30 in the morning before I went to bed. and the only reason I stopped there is I'm like, fuck, man, it's 6:30 in the morning. I have to go to bed.
Yeah.
I had kept going. I watched the first 5 episodes Tuesday night.
Same.
I watched the next 3 the following night. I only stopped then because I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do what am I going to do the next night? Like I don't want to finish right now. You know, I was just so I saved the final 2 episodes and I watched those, and there's a scene in the movie. So back to what somebody said on the first show that we did right at the very end about rhyming. And remember how you were telling us, like, if I were at your house and I'd ask you where the bathroom was,
Yeah.
you'd say it's up the pears.
Up the apples.
Up the apples. Yeah. Yeah. What? Apples and pears.
Yeah.
Huh? Stairs. Like, what the? But there's a scene in the show where, so he's trying to understand the British English slang, and he just doesn't get it. And somebody rhymed something like that. He looked at the one female lead character in the show, and he's like, "What?" She's like, "Motherfuckers are obsessed with rhyming in this country. You'll get it eventually." And as soon as he said that, I thought exactly of you with the apples and pears thing. And I was like, "You got to be shitting me!" Fucking tremendous. But Ted Lasso is,
how long is each episode?
It's fucking brilliant. What's that?
How long is each episode? 20 minutes, half an hour?
Half hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that only on
Half hour.
Apple TV?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'll find it.
It's on.
You will find it. You're a resourceful guy, Stan.
Yeah.
You're a resourceful guy. You will find it. Don't worry.
I will find it. Yeah. I'm doing it as we speak.
Yeah, because the football streaming one that you had told me, sometimes when I was not getting some of these games, or actually I have all of these subscriptions, so that's fine, but some of my friends, they don't have like Bundesliga subscription or something else, right? And they wanted to, or FA Cup or something, and they wanted to watch it. So I've passed on the website that you told me, and they're like fans of that, like to the streaming one. They're like, this is the, Chahat, those are like on our shows a lot of times. Like he's a fan of the website. So I'm like, this is all Stan, man.
Total Sport Tech.
Yeah. Total Sport Tech. Oh, what a website.
That's a shout out though to Steve. Pirate Bay. I used to download music off Pirate Bay all the time.
Oh yeah,
back in the day.
Yeah. I want to know. All right, I'm scrolling through the comments here. Shameless, Big Steve. I don't know any of you guys. I've never watched Shameless.
So someone I work with is always tells me you have to watch it, and then one of my best friends actually is like used to always tell me.
There's an English version and there's an American version.
Well,
I've never seen either one. So
the English version, I mean the American version is what everyone's telling me to watch. So I was like, okay. So I hear it's like you think your family's fucked up. I heard it's like yeah, you've seen nothing. You know nothing yet. So I really want to see it. I heard it's a really good show. But
I've seen the English one a couple of seasons, and I think that guy, what's his name, in the X-Men film, Scottish guy, what's his name, James McAvoy. Know him?
Okay. Yeah.
That's where he kind of started. He was in the first couple of seasons in that, and then he just left and went to Hollywood. But the American one is it William H. Macy plays the dad. But I've never seen it, and I do like William H. Macy, but I've never seen the American.
That's funny. Oh, so I did something to say. Mike Hers, I'm gonna get the chicken out of my teeth real quick. All right.
Hey, Stan.
She put it in the basket.
Puts the lotion on the skin.
Would you fuck you? I'd fuck me.
Yeah.
Oh
you don't want to see what's between my legs at the moment.
I would. This is a weird comment to say. I would hope I know what's in between your legs at the moment.
Yeah, I'm doing that fanny look. Do you remember in the film he does that fanny thing where it's like he's looking in the mirror and he's got it tucked behind him.
But yeah, so all right, Mike Hers, I'm gonna give you a pronunciation. I want you to rate my pronunciation out of 10. All right. Let me control. All right. Whew. Okay.
He puts the lotion in the basket.
Guatemala. Is that where you're from, Mike Hers? Guatemala. I want that rating. I want a rating out of 10, Mike. How my Spanish accent? I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good.
Michael Vaz goes Ateta.
Dude, I Dude, every time I watch him, I'm just like, he says it, I'm just like, oh my god, he's like, have you seen the I don't know if it's not a GIF, or it's a GIF, and I think it's a meme. It's like a girl that's just like, it says like that smile, that damn smile,
Yeah.
and it's for Arsenal players all the time too. I think of that when I like listen to my Curse say like Arteta. I'm just like, oh, too much G. There's no G. What Guatemala? There's no G. 7 out of 10 I'll take. Dude,
Mike Hurt, are you in California or are you in Australia?
I think he's in Cali now, right? Too much G. And Mike, that was Mike Hurt. That's Mike. That's the other Mike saying too much G. Suck it. Suck it. Honestly, I'll take a 7 out of 10 because in high school I barely passed. I think I got a 70. I got a 67. 65 is passing. I got a 67 on the Regents. And I like, the skin of my teeth. I probably still couldn't, I broken Spanish I speak, but I can't speak English that well either. So it is what it is.
I was in London and I was right by the stadium. I was walking up to the tube and I had a Spanish family walking the other direction, try to talk to me and ask me directions in Spanish. And I picked up I picked up like 4 words and
derecha is right. Izquierda is left.
I was like, un momento. And I opened the Google or the Translate app on my phone. So we had a conversation through Siri. So it worked out. They got where they needed to go. So at least
I know words, but to form a sentence is like the I can't do it. Like, I could pick, like if Mike Hers would talk to me in Spanish, I could probably like pick out words here and there. Or I could say, hold on. Let me say. Yo amo tu pinga.
I always remember when I was like,
that means I like your dick. If you guys ever need that.
Watching old school episodes of Sesame Street from the 70s, and they'd always like have a Spanish word that they were teaching. I would learn these words like cerrado, agua. There's always just like a word that they would teach.
Agua's water.
Yeah, it was cerrado.
Yeah.
I think, does that mean close or open? Cerrado.
You speak yo amo tu pinga is I love your dick. Yo amo is I love, and tu is your, and then dick pinga is dick. Yeah, come on, Mike. Got this Spanish on lockdown. I play a lot of online gaming, so I know how to talk dirty in online gaming in Spanish. So I'm just saying. No, I didn't say yo hablo. Although I say there's other dirty things I could say, but I can't. I'm drinking. I'm eating hot wings, so I can't really think right now. But nothing like talking. And the best is when I think they're Spanish. I don't want to offend anybody. But I think I'm talking to a Spanish guy. I'm like, oh, like saying all these things, and they have no idea what I'm saying. And then halfway through, I'm like, oh, you're speaking Portuguese, because I do know the difference between Portuguese and Spanish, but I don't realize it till like I'm so involved in my game. I like don't realize it. I'm like, oh god. This guy has no idea what I'm saying in 2 different languages.
You don't realize that you can both.
What's up, Stan?
You're a gamer.
I'm a huge gamer.
I downloaded this game the other day, right? And it's called Train Sim World. You're basically a train driver, right? And I'm not talking like an arcade game. It's like a realistic thing, and it's so boring, right? It is fucking boring, but I can't stop playing it. It's like literally, I'm like, I've got to keep to the schedule. You get timetables and that. You got to stop at the stations, press all the buttons and everything to let all the passengers off, and it is boring as hell. But I keep finding myself going just to glide, and I get really annoyed if I can't make the timetable. My missus comes in and she's like, "Are you playing that train thing again?" Do you know what I mean? And I don't know if you've ever seen The Sopranos. It reminds me of Big Bobby Bacalao when he used to play with his train set.
Oh,
yeah. There's
a show.
Tony went round to see him to ask him why his envelopes are light, and he's doing his train set. Do you know what I mean? And he left, and his wife said to him, look at you, and he's like, "But I just want to play with my trains." And she's like, "But you had to wear the hat." He had like one of them like
you had to wear the hat, but you had to wear the hat.
He had like a little engineer's hat on while he's trying to talk business with like the Don of the family.
That was a good show.
Oh Jesus.
I've recently completed watching that because again, my missus had never seen it, so we watched it, from the beginning, and she loved it. We watched another episode of The Sopranos.
Yeah, If you start at the very beginning of that show, you'll be hooked.
Oh,
It got worse as it went on. But it's one of my favorite shows of all time.
But she was. I said to her, I'm really looking forward to seeing your reaction when you see how this all plays out, because I thought the ending was just really, it just all cuts to black.
Yep.
it's ambiguous. Well, apparently the creators and the writers have explained the ending to what actually happens in, I'm going to say, the diner scene. I don't want to give anything away, but
Well, they ran out of electricity. What? I mean,
I don't know. They came out and said what they want you to think happened and what happened, but I forgot what it was. It was a whole article on.
I heard they wanted you to think whatever you wanted to think. It was like the show ended with whatever it was you wanted to see, whatever you thought was going to happen. That's how it ended. That's what happened.
I think everybody in the diner who was part of the family got whacked. But Meadow, am I right? Meadow didn't quite make it into the diner because she was having trouble parking her car.
Yeah. Good God, Jamie Lynn Sigler. Oh, guess I know what I'm doing.
If I have to think of the end of the story, then you have to pay me. What are you guys getting paid for, right?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm the same way. I hate ambiguous endings. I'm just
Yeah.
explain it to me. Explain this to me,
Ending.
please. I don't know.
The ending, right? For me, I invested my life for 8 seasons, right, of Dexter. A guy who's a serial killer, right? And how does it end? He decides to become a lumberjack, wear a check shirt, and grow a beard.
The show's coming back.
Man.
The show's coming back, Stan.
Wait, what show is it?
Dexter.
It's coming back.
Oh, nah, never seen it.
I haven't seen it either, but I heard it's coming back, so I might actually watch it because I hear it's so good. So I'm just like, whatever, I'm gonna watch it.
The first 4 or 5 seasons were good, and then it started to, but
I heard the last season was really bad
because it's about a serial killer, but the way it was done, I wanted to see it end with at least half a season where he gets caught, and it's like the court case, and all of these people that have been around him all of this time are working out that this guy that they've been around is a serial killer. I wanted to see the payoff, He literally decided to become a lumberjack.
Wow. I've never seen 1 second of Dexter. I'm not even sure I've seen a preview for it.
So I have not seen Dexter or Breaking Bad or Prison Break. All 3 of them I have not seen. Which one of the 3 would you say should I watch?
Megan is gonna castrate me. I don't say every day, but at least once or twice a week she tells me we have to watch Breaking Bad. We have to watch Breaking Bad. And I think I saw the first 5 episodes, and we just I think we just stopped for whatever reason, and we just haven't gone back to it.
Out of all of those, then it has to be Breaking Bad. I mean, that's another one that I'd already watched. My missus again. Let's watch Breaking Bad when we got Netflix, and I started again with her at the beginning, and yeah, she loved it.
Okay, I'm gonna start with that then.
She would be the one saying, "I'd be like, what are we gonna watch?" If she watch EastEnders, and she's like, "No, let's put on Breaking Bad."
That's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
Dexter's Laboratory. I used to watch that when I was a kid. Dexter's
Laboratory.
That's a little bit.
What's the question? Most complete athletic athlete in history. Is that a thing? Athletic athlete? I guess it is. Yeah. I think you're saying LeBron James, right? James.
Yeah. Or is it James?
Yeah. I don't think it's James. That's the first thing I said. I'm like, I don't think he means James Rodriguez. That'd be strange.
By the way, my nose hasn't stopped running since I ate that bowl of chili.
Oh yeah.
Lightweight.
Honestly, underrated chili. You're gonna laugh at me. Wendy's, fantastic chili. Fantastic.
So they used to give away if the Penguins would score 7 goals in a game.
Yeah,
they'd give away. Yeah. So it's in Vegas. In Vegas, it's a donut apparently. So if the Golden Knights score 7 goals, they give away a donut
7?
somewhere.
Who the fuck? Islanders, if they score 4, it's free chili. So every time we had 3 goals, you hear the chants. You hear the chants loud. We want chili, and
we do it in Pittsburgh. Yeah, we'd hit that goal, and all of a sudden it was we want chili.
Yeah. Yep. So we wouldn't even be rooting out this. We just want chili. That's all we care about. We don't care about the Islanders.
They also do a thing in Pittsburgh called the Big Mac Attack, where for 2 minutes, like the announcer, he'll just announce it's like, it's time for the big back attack. If the Penguins score a goal in the next 2 minutes, everybody in attendance gets a free Big Mac at your local McDonald's. Just show your game ticket, whatever. And that's all I got.
That's amazing.
But,
I want to answer Mike's question. When I saw that Michael Jordan documentary, I'm not someone that's followed a lot of basketball.
Being documentary.
yeah, that's good.
I have to say that after watching that documentary, I came away thinking that that's probably the most complete athlete. You know, someone like it's almost like Jimi Hendrix, right? When Jimi Hendrix played the guitar, he didn't have to read the notes. It was just all happening. It was just all happening kind of naturally, right? And Michael Jordan, for me, wow, that guy was that. Yeah, I think he had to be for me the number one athlete. And I don't even follow that sport.
See, it's tough because as far as like mentality and mind games and all that, there's nobody close to Michael Jordan. I don't care what anyone says. But when it comes to like being an athlete and being an athletic athlete, I don't know if I would put Michael Jordan as number one. He'd be up there.
Mentality?
Yeah. What do you mean? Whoa, time out. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
Come on, man.
Just say the person's name. You don't have to explain yourself. Just say the name.
Come on. There are three guarantees in life: death, taxes, and Tom Brady playing in a conference championship game.
Michael Jordan, mentality-wise, Michael Jordan's better. I don't care what anyone says.
You're out of your fucking mind. I'm not saying Brady's better. I'm not saying
Did you watch the documentary? He'd be like, "Oh, Steve Kerr looked at me the wrong way one day, so then I decided I'm going to drop 60 points."
The biggest,
yeah. Hey, do you know who? Wait, go get your fiance and tell her to come in here so I can actually have a conversation with somebody.
I agree. She hates Brady.
I don't know enough about Brady. I don't watch that sport. I don't watch that sport either. I'm aware of him, but that documentary really.
So the biggest evidence is, and in all honesty, like I have been like a James fan for as long as I can remember. You know, as soon as he burst into the scenes, you know, I just loved James, and a lot of my mates were fans of Kobe Bryant at that point. And you know, I was like, this is going to be the next big guy. And you know, they were like, where is his championship and all of that? You know, all of that happening. I still think James is great, but you know, Michael Jordan's greatness lies in the fact that he had no competitor. You know, he was so good that there was nobody else who could be compared with him. You think about it, you know, every athlete has someone who that person is compared to in their era, right? Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, you know, you have Messi, Ronaldo, you have Nadal, Federer, but Michael Jordan, when he played, he did not have anyone who used to play. Like there was no competition between Michael Jordan and somebody else.
People forget in his era there was error. There were so many teams that were error. There were so many teams like the fucking Pistons were just stacked. Like you're like Joe Dumars,
they were.
Isaiah
and
Thomas,
he won against them twice.
Jordan's like, yeah, no, get out of here.
And he won against them twice. He won 3 championships twice in a row. And the fact of the matter is that the question was, who is the complete player? We're not talking about teams. Pistons were a great team and they were a very aggressive team, but
Cavaliers were
they were
bad boys.
They were the bad boys, but there wasn't a single player who was at his level.
Wait, what, Stan? What'd you say?
I think there is another sportsman who, the way that. Again, it's not a sport that I follow more. I do follow this sport more than basketball, but not a great deal. Tiger Woods is also someone that, if you look at him as an individual sportsman in the sports that he is in, he eclipsed that sport. In the same way, someone else in the chat box said as well how Michael Schumacher did it with Formula One.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say this too, and this is something, and because nobody watches this, Kelly Slater. In surfing, no one watches surfing. No one knows anything about surfing. You look up records, you look up everything. Kelly Slater is like he's very old right now, and he's still winning surfing championships. He's like an 18-time world. Like it's insane how many I forget what I listened to a podcast. They talked about the most dominant athlete in a sport, and everyone was saying like, "Oh, Jordan!" Like they were saying everything that we were talking about, and someone's like, "You guys are all wrong. It's Kelly Slater." And then they pulled up his credentials, and everyone's like, "Oh, Kelly Kapowski, yeah, oh." But someone that I will say, if we're talking about like athletic athlete, someone that no one's mentioned, and I think it's weird because I'm going to say very underrated, but like this person has such an ego that I'm like, I guess they're not underrated because they have such an ego. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, I think, is just the things he does with the ball. I can't even comprehend it. Like the other day, and Mike Hurst can attest to this. His pass, I think they played Calgary. I don't know who they played. So Mike, I'm sorry if I butchered that.
Cagliari.
Yeah. He's just I honestly, people go like, oh, Messi, Ronaldo, and I know I'm gonna get laughed at, and no one's gonna agree with me. I'm saying nope. I'm saying Zlatan. I love him. He's inhuman.
So I never actually got to answer Mike's question because Brady I compared to Jordan in terms of competitive mentality. And if you're not putting Brady in that conversation, I don't understand that because Tom Brady completely changed his life. Every single thing that man does is to make sure that at 43 years old, he is he's still one of the best in the business right now. And that dude dragged the four of us and everybody in the chat box, and I've said this about Jordan, but it's dragged all of us kicking and screaming to Super Bowls as well. So everybody's like, oh, Gronk, oh, this, oh, that. No, those dudes aren't who they are without Tom Brady. So
see, I agree.
And Michael Jordan,
so stacked. The Bucks are so stacked, though.
No. I'm not talking. No. I'm talking competitive mentality. Overall, competitive mentality.
Right.
But
Phelps,
the most complete athlete in history, and I'm now going to bring up
athletic history in history.
Yeah, right. Brownie's comment.
Zlatan, baby. I'm just thinking about Zlatan now.
Surely a more complete sports person would be someone who's been at the top of their game in more than one sport.
Barry
Something
Larkin.
to that, yeah.
No, not Barry.
Bo Jackson.
Yeah, but there's another one. Is it Barry? Not Barry Larkin. What the fuck's his name? Oh my God.
Bo Jackson played football and baseball.
Yeah, I know.
Deion Sanders played football and baseball.
Yeah, there's someone else. Who am I thinking?
I'm gonna give you one that none of us have ever seen play, but I know what he's done, and that's Wilt Chamberlain.
Don't even know who he is.
Yeah,
Wilt Chamberlain could literally and did do it all. The man was a track star at Kansas, played basketball at Kansas, and was part of the Olympic team. If that's not an athlete, I don't know what is. The dude could lift a fucking car. And the ladies' dresses too.
I was just gonna say, I heard he banged a lot. I think he had a book, and he slept with like thousands of women, and he's had like every STD known to man.
Yep.
So I'm like, hey, power to you, buddy. Yeah. But yes, again, Mike Hurst, his book is really good, right? I love Zlatan. And sorry, Mike, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but don't hate me. I'm an Inter guy, so.
Here's the only Brownie. Let me comment to Brown. Bo Jackson dominated football. I wouldn't say Bo Jackson dominated baseball. Bo Jackson was a nice baseball player, but he didn't dominate. Like Bo Jackson is not a baseball Hall of Famer. So,
talking about like mentality, what do you guys think about Roy Keane and him? Like giving these interviews and being super hard in every interview and, always like dissing other people, and I'll just give my opinion on it. I feel like now it's just a show that he puts on. That is his hard guy image, that he's just going to like go there and be straight up rude to people, right? Like oh, where is your medal or where is your this? Jamie Carragher is we almost like won a title, and he's making a point, which is a legit point there. There are multiple factors, and then he's like, yeah, but you almost won it. You didn't really win it. Or somebody else. Like, I feel like he does it for the show so much, and that it's not like, if I was like with him, I just want to tell him that, just like stop this show. Like, behind cameras, he's like hugging puppies and like crying, with all of the show that he puts on. Like, really can't stand him anymore.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're done playing. Enough's enough already. Like, we knew
Like,
who you were on.
And that is what Roy was in the show also, right? And they make fun of him, like, so Roy in that show, Ted Lasso, is essentially he's Roy Keane, right? He's the hard man, and
Roy
then
Kent.
2 or 3 times they say, oh yeah, I'm Roy Keane, I'm hard, and my life is so hard, and I kick a ball for a living. Like, yeah, at the end of it, you play a game, right? Like, I saw them shake hands before the game. This isn't right. Come on, man. Like, come to the new age now. Okay.
Yeah,
and nobody's reminding him that he got kicked out of the team, and he was like that he was captaining. He was kicked out of that team. And they won without him.
Yeah. Stan, if you Stan, get Apple TV, I'll give you my login so you can watch Ted Lasso.
I'll tell you Rick King, right? Rick King, I'll tell you what he reminds me of. If anyone out there like knows their wrestling and follows wrestling, he reminds me of a fellow called Jim Cornette. This is now Roy King. This is part of his shtick.
Yeah,
part of his shtick, right?
Yep.
And at the end of the day, I mean, if you probably look at it from a business standpoint, as Roy Keane's looking at it, he's like, well, this is obviously why they keep bringing me back.
Yeah.
This shtick, right? This is what they're paying me for. So, I think this is just what you're going to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, he's now become his own character, right? He's become the character, and he's probably totally different when he goes home.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said, like, he goes behind the camera and he's like hugging puppies and crying his eyes out because he can't like keep on this sham anymore. The sham that he's pulling on camera every single day.
Or it's got to a stage where he's believing it.
Oh man, like this guy.
I always thought about, Paul Ince, another teammate of Roy Keane's. His nickname was the Governor. He'd have it written on his football boots, the Governor. But the thing is about a nickname for me is a nickname is something that is bestowed upon you. It's not something you give yourself.
You can't give yourself.
All right, everyone, from now on you call me the Governor, because it just takes it away from the whole thing.
Right.
And that's how his nickname was. It was a nickname that he created for himself. So if I was playing in that team, I would call him Paul every time, just to wind him up. No, Paul. All right, Paul, the Governor.
Seriously, like this guy is. I've just now they have this pairing of Roy Keane and Micah Richards, right? Where Richards is being like now it's the alpha beta combination of Micah Richards, and he's making fun, and now he'll take videos of Roy Keane putting on makeup, and this is the whole thing that's going up, and I'm just like can't stand Roy Keane anymore.
Roy Keane is the heel. Micah Richards is the face, and it's as simple as that. So,
but I can't. Any menu player.
Johan Cruyff's a good shout, and I will say Pat McAfee is the man. I don't know if you ever will listen to his podcast.
Dude, his podcast, he's hysterical. He's
so funny.
He's from Pittsburgh.
Speaking of annoying football pundits, one of the person that I can't stand listening to is Tim Sherwood.
Oh man,
so the fact that I'm part of Ours Bros, I contractually cannot talk about Tim Sherwood because it is the reason why the Godfather Max has been banned from Twitter, I think 4 times. I think he actually is permanently banned on Twitter, but he has like another account. So I can't talk about Tim Sherwood. So you guys can do what you got to do, but it's in my contract. I can't talk about it. But not a good guy. I'll leave it out.
Oh, my Lord.
I'd happily listen to Michael Owen over Tim Sherwood if I'm given the choice.
Yeah, Tim Sherwood, he's also one for theatrics, right? Like, he just thinks it, which is why I enjoyed it when I saw that clip of, him being cocky about Tottenham's defense, and then they conceded the last minute to Firmino with the header, right? Like, he was as clueless as a manager as well. I remember him going up to the stands one time at halftime to get another view of what was happening in the game, and I was just like, come on, stop this shit.
You want to get like a top-down view of shit.
He sent himself off.
I always remember as well. Do you remember when Adi Bayor scored that goal and he ran over to Tim Sherwood on the sideline and Tim Sherwood stood there and saluted him?
Oh yeah,
he looked like fucking Captain Manring out of Dad's Army. Idiot! What an idiot!
Oh man,
he used to wear that body warmer, innit? But he used to call it. It's not a body warmer. It's a gilet. No, it's a fucking body warmer, mate. It's a fucking body warmer.
Oh my god!
Actually, who I like is I like Gary Neville. I think he's good. I think Jamie Carragher is good. These guys have good banter, right? Like nobody's taking themselves too seriously. That is what I like about them. With Roy Keane, with Tim Sherwood, they think they take themselves too seriously. That's why nobody else can take them seriously.
Oh, I love Johan Cruyff. You like living the dream over here, meeting Johan Cruyff, getting his autograph. Jeez. Oh.
Nice.
Fellas, I gotta be honest with you. I'm kind of crashing over here.
You're tired. He's friends with
says the guy. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, look at me in my blankie over here.
Why did I say that?
You fucking look every week when we do this. All of a sudden this week, what? You 1 week you were sitting there with a blanket wrapped around you, like you looked like you were wearing a fucking Snuggie. You were sitting over there, and
you listen. You talk Snuggie. One of these weeks, I'm gonna have a surprise for everybody in the Same Old Arsenal USA podcast. Let's put it that way. I haven't decided which week I'm going to do it yet, but I'll be wearing a Snuggie. Don't you worry.
Good God Almighty!
There you go, Big Steve. It's 6:30 a.m. over there. Man up, Tanner.
Wow.
Man up. It's so funny. Like you guys talk pundits. I don't listen. I don't watch any of I watch NBC Sports and the Robbies. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I just watch the game. It's just
because American presentation is just not that great. Like so when I was in India and then when I used to work in Europe, like both the times I used to watch the same presenters from Sky or BT, and the quality is just so much higher than what it is here. NBC, I don't like the quality. I don't think they present it well enough. I don't think their analysis is good enough. But that being said, I mean, Roy Keane.
Is that the one with Shaka Hislop and the Scottish bloke?
That's ESPN. It's funny.
ESPN is worse.
Growing up, I loved Shaka Hislop. I like Trinidad and Tobago goalie. For some reason, when I was a kid, I was obsessed with Trinidad and Tobago, which coincidentally enough, one of my best friends is from Trinidad and Tobago, but I didn't know that it's crazy, but I love Shaka Hislop. The famous 0-0. It's funny. We talked about the 0-0s in the Premier League and all that, but his famous 0-0 in the World Cup against Sweden was just a fucking phenomenal game to watch. And he was standing on his head at one point. But the rest of them, he's not even that great. But the rest of them are like really. The really old one. I don't know his name. I hope Megan doesn't hear me because if anyone in the chat doesn't know, my fiance works for ESPN. So I hope she doesn't listen to this. But yeah, there's the old guy in the show. I don't know his name. He's the glasses. I think he just says he's like the Skip Bayless, which is like he works for. Does he work for ESPN? I don't think he works for ESPN anymore, but he'll just say things to get reactions out of people. He wants to say the craziest thing in the world just to get because he wants to be relevant and he wants to have people react to him. But I
I can't. Ooh, what's better, Trinidad or Tobago? Ooh, that's a question. And I know. Well, I think part of me was obsessed with
I
Trinidad.
need to come with a plan, mate.
Yeah, maybe. Another reason why I was obsessed with Trinidad and Tobago was D2, The Mighty Ducks, the second one. One of my favorite movies as a kid. The Trinidad and Tobago jerseys were just fantastic. Like the spray painted.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Is your best friend from Trinidad or Tobago? Like from where? Like it can't be.
I don't know. Well, I don't.
What sort of a best
I
friend
think
are
it's
you?
I think his grandparents are from there, so I don't know. I think they're from Trinidad because Tobago is like the smaller island. Yeah, I don't know, but definitely. I was gonna say something else that had nothing to do with Trinidad and Tobago, but Shaka Hislop. Yeah, I don't. Oh yeah, that's the thing I was gonna say because I'm such a cocky asshole. I don't want analysts.
There's ever been anyone, if for whatever reason, the mother gave birth right on the fucking border, and they're actually from Trinidad and Tobago because they were like, you know, half straddled on the line or something.
Well, Stan, they're two islands, so I guess in the water, maybe in the ocean.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe.
I thought it was like a piece of road and there's like a line,
No,
like a checkpoint.
it's like a bigger island and a smaller.
Is
island.
it what is it like Netherlands and Belgium? Like it's not the Benelux region that you like.
No, Craig Burley. It's not Craig Burley, but he sucks too. But it's not Craig Burley I'm talking about. Oh, Steve Nickel. I think it's Steve Nickel. That sounds about right. I don't know. But anyways, the reason why I don't watch, I sound like an asshole. The reason why I don't watch analysts, the reason why I don't care about anyone. They was like, oh, he's a better commentator. He's a better analyst. I don't care. I'm a fucking analyst. I fucking podcast. I have my own opinions. I don't need to listen to Tim Sherwood, Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville. I don't need your help. I'm good.
Oh. You don't do what I do then. I get all my analysis from Tim Sherwood. I just
well, in that case, I'm getting banned from Twitter and YouTube right now. Tim Sherwood is up. No, I'm not gonna say that, but
see, no, the thing is that I genuinely believe that watching on TV, you get probably 20% of, or let's say maximum 50% of actually what you could get from a game if you were watching it live, because you're not watching the whole pitch at once, right? Like you're just focused on the ball. And I used to love this before when I was like a couple of years ago. They had this option in which you could change the camera angle and they take it to like the third tier, right? The way we have camera angles in the Premier League or in football in general, when you watch it on TV, you are so focused on the ball that you can't tell what the formation is or what people are doing off the ball, etc. Right? Like I remember like the game that I had gone for, which was Bayern Munich versus Dortmund. Yeah, funnily enough, Aubameyang had a shot on goal which was like trickling towards the goal. Jerome Boateng cleared the ball, yeah, and so the ball is near their goal post. The ball went to Philipp Lahm, and you could see Lewandowski has already made a run on the other side, and Philipp Lahm plays a ball ahead, and Lewandowski is in behind. He takes the ball around the keeper fouls him, and there's a penalty there, right? Now you would not be able to see that play if you weren't there in the ground, because the camera would be focused only on this side of the pitch, right? Yeah, so so we don't have that advantage, and we can't change that camera view. If we could, I would want to watch it in that like from a third tier camera view, because then you can see all of the pitch and you can see the formation and how the line is pushing up, pulling back, whatever. And that's why I like TV presentations, because they've got all the technology available to them to make that sort of analysis of it, which is great. But I just think that in the US they don't have that great. The two Robbies, I feel we do, or like not just us, like a lot of podcasts do as good a job as them. I think they're just like reacting to what's happening in the game.
Yeah.
They tell what their view or their opinion is. But I've seen like some top level analysis by Henri by Phil Neville, by a lot of these players, right? And you just don't get that sort of content here in the US. That's my opinion.
That's true. The one thing I will say about ESPN, their content is pretty terrible. But for some reason, and it usually always works out that way. If I hear a rumor from ESPN, like a football rumor from ESPN, it's usually true. Like if if ESPN's reporting this, like there's got to be some truth to it. But yet, like any ESPN football soccer show, you're just like, this is like I'm like scratching my eyes. I can't watch this. It's terrible. They don't know what they're talking about. Well, like, ESPN reports that Ronaldo might move to Chelsea. It's like, that's gotta be. Listen, they're on their game. They know what they're talking about. So like, I kind of listen to ESPN for like all of my knowledge. The Sky owns Disney owns ESPN. I don't think Sky and ESPN are like not the Scolecci of Arsenal. Yeah,
hasn't Sky bought over NBC? NBC and Sky have merged, right?
Listen,
I don't know.
I'm cutting out of here.
Yeah, where's Tanner? Is he gonna leave?
Is he gone to sleep?
Are we gonna leave him like this? Is this what's happening? Like I don't even know what's happening right now. Because I'm willing to leave him again. Because I blame him for this one. He goes, "Oh, don't leave. I want to say bye." Well, this time, no. Oh, okay. I don't know if I should. Oh, no. It's after the aftershock. I could just say it. Tanner just texted me and said, "I am taking a shit." So I think you can hear us. I think he hears what we're talking about. We're talking about him.
I think we should all go and let him be the only one here again, like we did before when we were off air. But this time, do it on air.
He just texted me, "Yes, I can hear you." Okay, so he knows we're here. Well, like, hurry up, dude. It's not you're not giving birth, Tanner. Just push, and
the chilies really got to him.
Yeah. Right, listen, I'm out of it. So take care, everyone, and I will catch you next week.
Peace.
See you later. I fucking feel like I am. Oh, I guess he's talking about giving birth.
Oh man.
I mean, I feel bad, Tanner. I don't want to leave you hanging, but All right, someone just the next thing that someone says in the chat, I'm gonna talk about real quick until Tanner gets back. What's else is something good here? I've obviously just joined at the right time. Yeah, you did, I guess. Later, Stan. Come on, give me something interesting, please. Something that I could. I have a feeling there's something up here, maybe. I'll be back in 2 minutes. All right. Well, okay. So chubby for the kids. Ooh, boobies. Actually, so what's funny? You know what's funny, Micers? I mean, I hope we don't disagree with this. I'm an ass man. I like both. Obviously, like you want both, but at the end of the day, I'm an ass man. But yeah. So if anyone knows, I say it on a few podcasts, but I got to be honest. Big Steve is like the creator of this hashtag. Chubby for the kids. The kids are great. I love the kids. Got to play the kids. Saka, Martinelli, ESR, all the kids. I always have a chubby for the kids. It was on an Arse Bros podcast. I don't know. Yeah, I guess Steve, you might have said it, but definitely, I think Max might have said it on the actual podcast. He talked about having a hard on for the kids. Didn't sound very well. Didn't sound very good, but I love and it's kind of my beer, my modern times beer on the podcast, and I want to shift as much old people out as we can. That's why I have the opinion, and I guess it's the American sports mentality. Yeah, I know. Max said it about you. Yeah, I mean it's fair. Chubby, you do have a chubby for the kids, but so do I. Though I watch more U23s than the average person too, so that's fair. But I don't even know what I was talking about. I'm talking about the kid, chubby for the kids. I'm talking about the kids. Get rid of the old people. My beers, modern times. Yeah. Yeah. So as an American sports person, I don't really want to talk too much about Arsenal because it's the after show, but I'm willing to just have a worse season than Chelsea and just tank, and just build these kids up. Will you, Ryan, be on our sports again? I will be. So it's weird because Max is currently their COVID situation is not the best. So he's under strict Washing my dick beaters. I don't know what that means, Tanner. The COVID restrictions are weird in Australia. So like, and Max owns a gin bar, which I want to visit one day. I'm not a gin. I hate gin, but I'm still busy. I think they got beer too. I don't know. So like he's swamped with work. So he does Clock End Talk, which is a good show. Which everyone should check out. Clock End Talk's good. And then we try to do Arse Bros, but it's just like Scully has a show on Fridays, which I'm always at work when he does it. Rarely I'm on. And then Manny is taking some time away from Arsenal. I think he's going to come back probably at the end of the season, maybe the beginning of next season. But I hope we were supposed to have a monthly in January, but it didn't happen because of work with Max, and we couldn't coordinate like a time. So I'm praying we have one in February. But yeah, my only fans in Arse Bros is always funny. Tanner, yes, and Mike a pick. Yes, and Mike.
You didn't want that picture, trust me.
No, not of your shit, you idiot. The food, the chili. I mean, I hope it's
not what you wanted a picture of.
Okay. Mike, you perverted son of a bitch. I don't know what to tell you. That's gross. But yeah, I miss the Arse Bros. Listen, don't get me wrong.
Oh, your Arse Bros, all of them lost to India today. We had
that's right.
The test match. There was the test match series.
Oh, really?
India's C team won against Australia. Which in the third test match, like Australia sledged like crazy, and there was like some racist abuse going on from the crowd and stuff, and they were pretty confident that they'll take India to the Gabba, which is like has been a fortress, and India hasn't beaten them there in like 30 odd years, and then they lost there to India's C team, and India won the series 2-1.
I know they're rugby boys, so I don't know how much cricket they watch, but I don't know.
Rub it in.
To be fair, Manny, he's English. I think he was. See, I'm gonna butcher this, and Big Steve, you can yell at me if you want. He's like was he born in France? Or he I know Manny's French, but he's got a very distinct English accent. So maybe he's like Creole. I don't know. Manny, he's definitely not watching this, so I'm not too worried about that. And then Scunny is from Scunthorpe in the good old UK. So,
but even like Harry Kane and stuff, all of them also tweeted out to say like a historic win by India against Australia and all of that. I mean, it's really difficult to go there and beat them, and especially with the number of injuries that we had in the team, and there was like our C team playing in the last test match, and the tension that was there. We won.
There you go.
Crazy. Yeah.
Mike, good night, dude. Always a pleasure. We should totally start a movie podcast and just watch like movies that like we've never seen, like The Godfather, that like everyone's like, you've never seen this movie? Well, guess what? Me and Mike are gonna watch it and critique it. And I don't know. It's an idea. I don't know. Mike can host me through that one. I don't know. But yeah. I'm sure we're wrapping up soon because I know.
I'm good whenever you guys are.
Gooner's tired. He needs his blankie and his nightlight. Sorry, I had to say that, but even though like usually that's me because he's right. For anyone that's still around, I'm the one. I'm actually surprised I'm not tired. I think I'm just maybe drunk and fat on wings. I don't know, but this is actually fun. This is my favorite one. I mean. Whatever, I'll just say it. I had the most fun on this one. So this is a good time.
Yeah. Wow, this is fun. I think it's kind of cool to just sit around and bullshit. Let everybody just kind of see what's going on and ask a question or two if they want and see where the conversation goes. So
yeah, it was great. Good
stuff, fellas. We'll get out of here. Everybody in the chat, thanks for watching. If you catch us on replay and you've stuck with us this long, thank you much. Appreciate it. We'll get out of here. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. If you're not already, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, give me a thumbs up on this, please and thank you. Getting all of the graphics done for upcoming shows, by the way. So The Bearded Gooner channel is going to get rebranded a little bit, but some other cool shows are going to be coming your way. Jess has got a show that's dropping tomorrow at noon Eastern time. I am on that with Drew. He's at Logical Error on Twitter. So that show's dropping. It's not a live show. It's just it's a recorded show. That drops tomorrow at noon. Other than that, that's all I got. Gentlemen, I appreciate it. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.